Well, let's look at some of the facts and figures behind Tesco's parlour state. Joining me is our Consumer Affairs correspondent, Poppy Trowbridge. Welcome to you. Well, so just how bad is it in financial terms?
Well, the results today showed a drop in profit before tax of 92%. This time last year, the company was making over £1.5 billion, and they reported a profit of only just over 100 million. And Adam, part of the problem is what it's doing to their share price. The shares over the last 12 months, have fallen by more than 50%. You can get two for the price of one now. Of course, that's putting a lot of pressure on investors that then put pressure on the company.
And, I mean, why has this happened and how's the company responded?
Well, part of the problem, Tesco always has had the biggest market share, has for a very long time. But they're being squeezed by the other retailers, both the top end, Waitrose, and the heavy discounters, Aldi and Lidl. So their market share is still the biggest in the industry at 28.8%, but it's declining. And in the same period, these other retailers actually increased their market share. That's part of the concern. And some people have been critical of
because Tesco basically expanded abroad.
Where their focus has been. They've taken their eye off the UK. That's precisely it. In the US, they had to pull out after several attempts. They lost £1 billion there. Even their expansion in China, which they tried for 9 years, cost them, in the end, 540 million.
And they also diversified the business away from groceries.
So you have the focus outside of the UK and the focus on totally different kinds of businesses. Tesco diversified under their former chief executive, Phil Clark, into the digital space, buying a video-on-demand company called Blinkbox. They also expanded into hospitality. Yes, it's in the food sector, but they went and bought a coffee shop called Harris and Hoole and a children's restaurant called Giraffe. It's getting away from what they do at the core.
And this resulted in a black hole that there appears to have been a bit of a cover-up over.
Well, today we learned that the black hole on the accounts is £263 million, not the 250 they'd originally said it was. So it was worse than expected, and that's largely down to an issue with the way they work with their suppliers. But as a result, 8 executives have been suspended until they get to the bottom of this black hole.
So what are the options now for the new team? There's going to be a new chairman, there's a new CEO.
Yeah, you wonder who's left to run the company with all of those people suspended. But the company really has no option but to cut costs because their balance sheet is in such bad repair. They could sell businesses, although many buyers are questioning their accounting. They could cut jobs. And the other way, of course, would be to raise the prices for us in the aisles. And if you listen to the CEO today, he hinted that he's been considering it.
Our promotional intensity is very high. That's one of the ways that we invest in price. We invest in price through the rewards that we give in Clubcard and in other vehicles. So I think the opportunity might be for me to think about price in a different way, but it's something that I need to do carefully. It's something I will test out, and it's something I'll review. The critical thing is that I and 320,000 other people give great service, make sure everything's available in really good quality way, and then price will be a part of the equation, but it's part of the equation, not just the only answer.
Today's figures show that the company, Adam, needs a root and branch reform, or they won't continue on like this.
Poppy, thank you very much indeed.